Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election that was held on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023. And that controversial result was challenged at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, where the verdict was given on September 6th, and the major petitioners, Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, not satisfied with the result, headed to the Supreme Court, the apex court in the land, to determine who won the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Now, one of the petitioners, Atiku Abubakar, one of the grounds that he wants Tinubu's election to be nullified was that the president submitted forged Chicago State University result or certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. And in the effort to prove that allegation, he went to the United States in the Northern District of Chicago, Illinois, and subpoenaed Chicago State University to produce the academic records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, including the certificate that was issued to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1979 when he purportedly graduated. And after several efforts by Tinubu and his lawyers to stop him from having access to these academic records of the president, at the end of the day, Justice Nancy Maldonado of the District Court in Chicago insisted that Atiku Abubakar must get the academic records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because it is in the national interest of Nigeria that Atiku had access to it to be able to prove his allegation at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Now, the revelations that came out from it are pointing to the fact that the allegation, the Tinubu's ability to defend the allegation that Atiku made against him, Tinubu is standing on a shaky ground. Why did I say so? Because from the deposition that is already in public domain, the Chicago State University Registrar, Caleb Westberg, in his deposition under oath, said that he didn't know where Tinubu got the certificate that he presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission. That had been interpreted as a classic definition of forgery. If that the institution that was purported to have issued a certificate said they didn't issue it, that is a classic definition of forgery. And it is in line with the definition of forgery that this Supreme Court had given in Agye versus the PDP. That's it. So it means that this forgery matter, allegation that Atiku led, is a very serious issue, and that it is an issue that the Supreme Court in previous ruling had frowned on it and said that they will not joke with it. So what we're going to look at now is what the Supreme Court said about the issue of forgery and why the Supreme Court don't take it lightly when something is confirmed to be forgery. Why the Supreme Court don't take it lightly. Now, the Supreme Court in 2017 said that anybody found to have forged certificate to seek qualification to contest for any elective post in the country will not be allowed because of the criminality involved. Because of the criminality involved. The apex court said that the issue of certificate forgery, to secure eligibility for election is a serious issue that must not be allowed in the country's body politic. You can see the position of the Supreme Court on this matter. So we are going to judge them by November, from now to November 5th or December 5th, whenever they will eventually sit and deliver judgment. We are going to judge them by this their statement in a previous issue that has to do with forgery. Now, in that 2017, delivering judgment in the disputed Okpowa, Ado, or Badibo Federal Constituency of Benue State, Justice Sidi Dauda Bade said Nigeria will be doomed. Let me emphasize what he said. He said Nigeria will be doomed when certificate forgers are allowed to take the center. He said Nigeria will be doomed when certificate forgers are allowed to take the center stage in the elections for political offices. He said that Nigeria will be doomed when certificate forgers are allowed to take center stage in the election for political offices. Is this present Supreme Court holding this type of mentality, this kind of position, as the issue of forgery and all that will be tabled before them? This is the Supreme Court justices talking. The apex court said that the challenger to the appellant, Mr. Christian Abba, who is laying claim to the ticket of the PDP for the federal constituency, must not be allowed to have his way because he has had his hands soiled in a proven certificate forgery. So when you forge certificate and you are caught, your hand is already soiled. There's no remedy. There is no remedy for you. That's what the Supreme Court is saying. No remedy. Nobody can help you out. The court cannot help you out. You pay the price for the consequences of your action. Justice Bade said that the Supreme Court, being the highest court in the land, must take the lead in righting the wrong so as to bring sanity into the murky water of the country's electioneering process. He said the murky water of the Nigeria body politic will remain murky and contaminated until the people who forge certificate with reckless impunity are shown the way out. And that must begin now. So when they deliver this judgment, the Supreme Court say that they have started the process of weeding this political terrain of Nigeria, the murky waters of Nigerian politics, that they are removing those who forge certificate. They have to be shown the way out, and that the day they deliver judgment, they say that they are starting a process, and that was in 2017. How far can the Supreme Court go in that they are avowal of starting a new process of getting rid of such certificate forgers in the body politic of Nigeria? Now the justice continued. He said, let me say it here categorically and with emphasis that this court being the highest court in the country, must rise and take the lead in righting the wrongs in our electioneering process. So you can see that the Supreme Court can also be an agenda setting body to say enough is enough. Nigeria can no longer tolerate this. And that was exactly what the Supreme Court did in 2017 in this matter we are talking about. To say enough is enough. That they are the highest court in the land. That being the highest court in the country, that they must rise and take the lead in righting the wrongs in our electionary process. So the Supreme Court must take the lead in stopping those who forge documents from benefiting from their illegality, from their forgery. Would they have the confidence to do that? That is the million-dollar question. But the truth of the matter remains that the Supreme Court is already aware of the kind of damage that will be done to the psyche of our nation when those who forge certificates are allowed to take the center stage of elective positions in the country. Now, he went on to say, the judge who was reading the judgment, he said, the murky water will remain contaminated in our body politic until the reckless issue of certificate forgery with impunity is thoroughly addressed and put to a final end in our own interest. He said, the Supreme Court is saying that it is in the interest of the country for the Supreme Court to spearhead bringing to an end those who use forged certificates to gain entrance into the electoral process. That is the position of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, from this verdict, has shown that it doesn't take this matter lightly. And that was also reflected when the same Supreme Court handled the matter of governorship election in Bayelsa State, in which the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate won the election, hands down. But his greatest undoing was that the deputy governorship candidate had forged academic records. Because of that, the election was nullified by the Supreme Court at the verge of being sworn in. While these two men, the APC governorship candidate at the time in Bayelsa, were already rehearsing on how to be sworn in, the next day, the Supreme Court rose to the occasion and nullified their election because of forgery. Because the Supreme Court does not take lightly the issue of forgery. Now the question to ask is this: if Atiku was able to convince them that what Tinubu did was forgery, will this Supreme Court have the courage of their own conviction to stand on the shoulders of other Supreme Courts before them? Other Supreme Courts before them Because those Supreme Court justices of the past, the one we read now, they are the giants. They are the giants. They have big shoulders. Will this present Supreme Court have the courage of their own conviction to stand on the shoulders of this giant and invoke Section 137, 1J of the 1999 Constitution? Or would they find a soft landing and use technicality to do away with the matter and sustain the status quo, as many are fearing? In his column recently, Dele Momodu expressed confidence in the Nigerian judiciary. He alluded to the fact that a whole lot of people have lost confidence, but he insisted that the judiciary has men of integrity, men of honor, who will do the right thing in the interest of the law and the country. The truth of the matter remains that the ball is in the court of the Supreme Court justices. They have given landmark judgments to people who you never expected that they will get victory from the Supreme Court. They have gotten it. Who would have thought that Peter Obi in 2003 or thereabout, in 2006 or thereabout, after 3 years in the court, who would have believed, coming from a little known party, the All Progressive Grand Alliance, that the Supreme Court will declare him the winner of a state dominated by the ruling party, the PDP. But the Supreme Court rose to the occasion and gave him victory. And the Supreme Court did not stop there. When his tenure was unceremoniously declared end, after just 1 year, the Supreme Court restored him back. When he was impeached, the Supreme Court returned him back. There are many instances where the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has done the needful. But we know right now in Nigeria, we are living in uncertain times where even the former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Olisabakoba, has said, in the past, you can look at the judgment, you can look at the issues at stake in a court matter, and you'll be able to know which way the direction the judgment is going to come, going to come from. He said now you can no longer predict it because judgments are coming out that people are scratching their head, trying to understand what those who deliver this judgment were thinking when they did the deliverance of those judgments. But that having said all this, democracy can only survive in having confidence in our institutions, most importantly, the judiciary. So Nigerians should continue to put their hope in the judiciary, this time on the Supreme Court. Because like Justice Oputa used to say, after the Supreme Court, you can only appeal to God. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video Because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.